rides have hardly changed at all, and the wells produced an abundant amount of water.
Let's talk about golf courses. That was a major attraction that you built into this whole development. Yep. Sugar Mill Woods, that was the first one. Right. When did you start it?
We actually started Cypress course 1974. Maybe it was the latter part of 74, early 75 is when we opened it. Cypress was the first course we built. Mm-hmm. And then it was Pine was the second course. And then Oak was a year or two after that.
And it was important to have those 3 9 holes.
Exactly. And
because
traffic. Yeah, we had you can do so much with 9 and so much with 18, but you can do a lot more with 27 holes, and you know that. Of course, the little clubhouse grew along with the golf course as more people came and we had more members join. Then we were producing revenue that we could afford to build more. And then we built Southern Woods.
That was quite a few years later.
Quite a few years later. Hale Irwin, by the way, was involved in the Southern Woods golf course. He was the designer. I never will forget it because his fee jumped drastically if he won the U.S. Open anytime during the course of doing the work for us, and he did, if you remember. He won the U.S. Open. That year, and so it cost us a few $1,000s for him to have won that championship.
And then ultimately, you got this place, World Woods, which is world famous.
Yeah, World Woods came later. That was 2,100 acres. It was purchased, and where we're standing here now is part of the 20. There was 320 acres that. We had, actually was part of Sugar Mill Woods. We had platted into 10-acre ranchettes. 5-acre ranchettes. And, but never sold any of it. And so maybe that's the way it was supposed to be because it became part of the first phase of development in the World Woods construction of the golf course.
And for this course, you really got yourself a designer.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Tom Fazio.
Tom Fazio, who was the famous one. And he and his people were very nice people to work with. The saying goes, if you build it, they'll come. And they have. And you're one of them.
Yeah, that's right. I am a transplant.
You're a transplant.
Like many big projects, not everything went according to plan.
It was kind of a delay between Cypress and Pine, because if you remember, we went through that oil embargo in the early 70s, and that really slowed things down tremendously. And slowed down meaning you may not want to print this, but I let 17 people go in one day. That's a heartbreaker, and that's because the traffic had gone from good to very poor. People driving down the highway, they couldn't find gas, so it really put a hiatus to our sales program.
Was that partially the reason why those other villages were not developed? That the rest of the property got away?
Yeah, I think the economy in general slowed things down to the point when interest rates norm go to 21%, there's not much you can do. It put a lot of people under. Mm-hmm. Now, our company never went under. We never filed bankruptcy or anything like that, even though rumors said it we did, but we never did, but we did. It really hurt us all when you had to pay 18 and 20 and 21% interest.
It was no surprise that money was key in deciding what could or could not be included in the development.
Yeah, we would like to have had more playgrounds and more sidewalks and things for people to enjoy and ride their bikes on, and you can only afford so much. It's like designing a storm pipe. to accommodate a 50-year storm. And then if you got to change that 2 years later and accommodate a 100-year storm or a 150-year storm, the pipe gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it costs more and more money to do it. And so at some point in time, you just have to draw the line and do what you can really afford to do.
These 40-some years later, are you pleased with what you see?
Yes.
Are you pleased with what happened?
I think it's great. I think I'm really proud of it. What we had visioned in the beginning when I stomped through that land with, John Hamlet was a naturalist, that we employed his services, and I think about the times I spent with John and some of the planners that worked with us, things that John had told us would happen if we developed the property the way we did with the green belts and wildlife and encouraging the wildlife. So I'm real proud of it, and I'm proud of the type of people that came.
You've attracted some very interesting people, some very dedicated people who have taken care of Sugar Mill Woods.
Oh yes, no doubt about it.
People who formed the Civic Association and the women's clubs. And
when we, the developer, when we turned things over to the association, they really took off, and they've had people that have volunteered their services. They've done a great job, really have. And the Homeowners Association, Civic Association, and all of the other associations within the community.
Women of Sugar Mill Woods.
Oh, I know. I was involved, very much involved, when the Women of Sugar Mill Woods started.
Their scholarship program.
Oh, they've thousands and thousands of dollars they've raised to go towards scholarships for the schools. A lot of kids have been able to, that would not have been able to go to college, have been able to go to college because of the Women of Sugar Mill Woods and their scholarship program. Real proud of them.
As Sugar Mill Woods has grown, Citrus County has grown. When you came, it was population 20,000. Now it's 140 and growing, not as fast, but growing. Is it too big? Has it become too big?
No, I don't think we have to worry about that now. This is my opinion. Did you know that probably close to 50% of the acreage in Citrus County is in public ownership?
I didn't know that.
It's about 50%. If you consider the Withlacoochee Forest and Withlacoochee Preserve and the Citrus Preserve and the other properties that the Preservation 2000 monies have purchased in Citrus County, including quite a bit in Sugar Mill Woods, Norm. It's about 50% in public ownership.
And the county has come to respect, I think, the development finally.
Yeah, I think the county commissioners, the fathers in this county, and I know some of the agencies like SwiftMud and DEP and have all been very complimentary to our community, and consequently, as time goes on, it made it easier and easier to get things done. It really did.
Well, as a longtime resident of Sugar Mill Woods, I think I'm entitled to say you have a right to be proud.
Well, thank you very much.